Good night, Professor, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today to expose our research about Depósito Pacatnamu EIRL. The course is English for Business, and the members of the team are Karina Cotrina, Lidgar Sanchez, Kenji Trinidad, and Mark Pomatante. Brief historical review. Depósito Pacatnamu EIRL is an organization whose objectives is to dedicate itself to the commercialization of construction materials, related activities, and other related activities constituted by the unipersonal will of Mr. George Hernan Luna Duran on January 23, 1987, in province of Pacasmayo, initiating commercial activities in the month of October of the same year. At the moment, it is part of the Pacatnamu group. Mission, vision, and institutional values. Mission. We seek to satisfy our customers' needs by offering products at the best price together with quality service, with the commitment of our collaborators and strategic partners, putting into practice the values of respect, trust, honesty, responsibility, and loyalty. Vision. Depósito Pacatnamu is known and recognized as the national leader in the marketing of construction materials and steel products, offering customers personalized attention. Institutional values: respect, trust, honesty, responsibility, and loyalty. Short-term goals and long-term goals. Short-term goals: optimize the distribution of products to our consumers, respecting the established date and the time. Short-term goals: we want to position ourselves as the most important company in our sector. Competitors: customers are always looking for immediacy of delivery, which in general, due to market rules, is done from one day to the next, depending on the time of the order. If they don't find what they need at the Pacatnamu depot, they usually go to Cofesa and Ferronor. SWOT. In case of strengths, it has its own premises with ample storage areas. It has its own vehicles for the transportation of materials. In case of weaknesses, lack of marketing and advertising from the dissemination of the company, and lack of branches in the city of Trujillo. In case of opportunities, the expansion of construction in the city of Trujillo and new technology for the hardware industry. In case of threats, positioned competition and the use of technology and computerized system by the competition. In the forms, to give talks to customers and the population through our suppliers so that they can learn more directly about the products we offer. Reduce the excess of functions in the sales area through a good organization of processes and propose new areas. Enter the finishing line to address more construction sectors, to have technical support for machines and software, reducing system downtime. PEST analysis. In the political side, the main can be the political stability, and the secondary could be political parties in power. In the economic aspect, the main could be evolution of the national GDP and GDP per capita. And the secondary could be price fluctuation. In the social aspect, the main could be population growth rate, and the secondary could be social responsibility. In the technological aspect, the main could be development of communications, and in the ecological aspect, the main could be threat of natural disasters. Analyzing the external context of Deposito Pacatnamu will allow us to identify and analyze the environmental forces and variables that may represent opportunities and or threats using the PEST technique according to D'Alessio in 2008. This is a strategic analysis technique that consists of describing the external environment through political, economic, social, technological, and ecological factors. An analysis, the political aspect, in the case of the political aspect, politics in the construction sector has always been affected in the Peruvian environment because many regulations restrict some actions. This due to the great potential that this sector represents in the country. Either public or private constructions investments where the current crisis has affected in large and small construction works. Since construction always depends on law regulations such as 2408 that modifies the U3. In the case of economic aspect, the arrival of the pandemic in Peru has had serious consequences in the economic sector, such as the slowdown of the Peruvian GDP. According to the Peruvian Chamber of Constructions, the sector will grow by 3.78% during the year. According to some expectations, in 2019, only saw an economic growth of 1.51%, which meant that it was below the expectations of the construction market. The economy in the construction sector is always growing, with socially oriented to buildings being the most economically influential. Where social housing investments has been the main economic driver last year, being an effective tool to improve the country's economy with social impact on the demand and social welfare condition of the population. Technological aspect. The field of the technology is an important aspect for the efficiency of any organization. Nowadays, the pandemic has been seen more as an effective need for cost reduction in operation and fast, safe, and efficient sales. This represents a great opportunity for Peruvian companies in any field to modernize and gain greater prominence in the market. Since today, internet sales have grown between 50% or 80% currently. During the world pandemic, virtual sales have grown to 240% within the most demanded categories by web page is the home. The latter being where construction materials for the home are included. In case of ecological aspect, the environmental aspect at the time of construction are the most damaged and represents a major problem, such as liquid and solid products. Even after concluding a construction, the pollution continues, where the main natural buildings materials are not harmful or natural stone, sand, lime, cement, glass, and chemicals or synthetic materials, such as resins, paints, plastics are dangerous both at the time of a construction and after it. Water is also the main harm, since the consumption is a constant marketing objectives. In the case of product, an objective could be the incentivize the company's current customers in order to strengthen commercial relationships and avoid a reduction in market share. In case of price, the objective could be make strategic alliances to attract a greater number of customers and thus increase the level of sales. In the case of place, the objective could be implement new locations that attract customers in order to enhance brand value. In case of promotion, an objective could be to make it easy for the customer to identify the company. Marketing strategies. In the case of product, a strategy could be segment the customers that generate the most revenue for the company. In the case of price, a strategy could be make strategic alliances with the main brands in the market to obtain better price conditions and thus be competitive. In the case of place, the strategy could be implement minor authorized distribution channels, and in case of promotion, the strategy could be develop push campaigns strategies on sales channels.